All right, this is definitely one of the biggest Mega Evolutions opportunities you'll get. Prices keep dropping. Cases have dropped significantly. They're down $110, and that brings it down to $260 a booster box. And this isn't just like one seller or anything. Like I scroll down, and like a lot of the sellers down here, there are, I guess like it does go back up to 1600, but there's quite a few sellers over here. This is 5. There's about like, oh, there's 7 over there. So that's about 15 cases for 1550. Really cheap price for Mega Evolutions. Way cheaper than everything else. You're starting to see like more normalish pricing, $7 a pack compared to everything else. It's like $8 or $9. The Mega Evolution situation is really special, and this thing, it'll make Mega Evolution way more notorious in the future. The fact that there were like 2 waves actually made it worse, because the prices rose so much that, and people hyped it up so much, because there was like great video content. It went to like $400, like it's crazy. And then like even with this, like all these people still want it, and they're willing to buy a lot of it right now. So versus if they released the whole wave, who knows, maybe if it was this price the whole time, it would have been boring news. And so also that just happens to be really good. But yeah, really good opportunity for cases right now, down $108. And booster boxes, it's kind of, the booster boxes kind of keeping up. This one especially, it's at $293, the non-enhanced one. That's been having a premium. It's up $5. And then the enhanced one's down $3. Lucario ETBs are up $5. Also, the number of Mega Evolution cases boxes sold, interestingly enough, it's exactly 151. So you see like there's 4 cases sold yesterday, so it's 24. If you add up the 106 over here, that's 130, and then there's 21 over here, so exactly 151 Mega Evolution box sold yesterday. Let's see, for this listing over here, yeah, the prices go from like 290s all the way to like toward like high 290s. So this one's kind of interesting. It hasn't really gone down much. This one over here, it's about 268, and there's a little price bunch up over there. The Lucario PCTBs are at 230. They sold about 6 yesterday, 3 today, and there's a cheaper one at 230, and then it goes to about 240, even 250. For Gardevoir PCTBs, 5 sold yesterday, 3 sold today. They're around 215ish, and it goes to 225, 230 pretty quickly. For Lucario ETBs, they're at $93, the normal ones. 26 yesterday, so the demand's kind of falling. For Gardevoir, it's about $88, and 30 sold yesterday, and yeah, they're also around that same price. And then booster bundles sold. Yeah, booster bundle demand is dropping down to 32. It kind of makes sense. Like, why would you buy these other products? Buy booster boxes. They're so cheap right now. The bundle, like you're crazy. You're buying bundles right now, unless you're getting a good deal, because booster boxes are so, especially cases, are so cheap right now. All right, here's how the 151 market's shifting. So the biggest price drop is the bundle displays. So there's another one around 1414 from HES Cardboard. Otherwise, these bundle displays have been going up to 1500 recently, and someone actually bought one today for 1500. So yeah, the price of these is going back up. But yeah, this is up or down $85. The PCTV is down 4. I think the UPC and ETB are down about 2. But yeah, the UPCs over here still selling really well. So 4 sold yesterday. I'm saying like a lot of investors are slowly buying these out just to have them long term. In a few months, 151 is gonna go out of print. Like probably like 6 months, and we're gonna have like issues with getting supply and cheap prices. For poster collections, I usually don't cover this, but for my other video, I looked at all the supply graphs, and the last month there was like 91 sold here and 50 sold here, so a bunch of posters sold. It was just really cool to see posters finally at a good price. You see it's about $48, about $16 a pack, which is, it makes sense. It's kind of value for just the loose packs, but yeah, I remember these going down, like it went up to 40, went back down to 30. So yeah, people really like undervalued 151. For the PCTBs, another one finally sold yesterday, and that's good because PCTBs have been pretty slow lately. There's another one under 900 here for about $895, but then they go back to 950. So who knows? This could be the last cheap 151 PCTBs until they shift back up. For the bundles, they spiked. They sold 29 yesterday, so these last 2 days have sold pretty well, 29 and 41. Before that, they were selling about like 20. And you are seeing the price start to rise back up to like 102. For the ETBs, it sold 4 yesterday. It kind of slowed down in general before, but demand spikes for sold 4. I want to finally see these past like 415, but that's where the bunch up is right now. For blooming waters, also see increase in demand, 6 sold compared to the normal like 3. And I want to see what people bought these for. They bought these for like 180s. Yeah, a lot of the cheaper ones. It's always funny to see because there's always like 1 or 2 sellers, and it goes to like 190 for blooming waters. A lot of people are liquidating some of their 151, but they're trying to get top dollar for it, and it's not worth it, guys. For loose packs sold 23 packs yesterday, and the pack price is still around $15.70 right now. So there's this one seller, like there's 6 packs here for $15. Otherwise, we are still going back toward $16 packs. There's that reprint coming up, so just watch out for reprints if you want any opportunities. I don't know how much the price will go up and how much the market will adjust, but those are your best opportunities for cheaper packs. For binder collections, we see another one sold yesterday, still around the same price. Mason displays sold some of the last couple of days, still really undervalued product as far as the cheap packs, but no one really wants it. And Snorlax sold about 10 yesterday for the promos. All right, Destined Rivals booster box is down $12 and cases keep dropping. So we're down $12. We're about $3.80 for booster boxes. We're still selling pretty well. 14 sold yesterday. It's been selling 14, 17 in the last 3 days. Actually, even in the last there's this big sale of 63 but after that it's been selling about like 15 to like 20 like every single day for like over a week now. There's just one cheaper seller over here selling 2, pretty good deal. You'll save a little bit on shipping, so it's about 270, low 370s for a booster box if you buy both. Otherwise, most of these sellers are a bunch up around 390. Honestly, Mega's a little bit more of an opportunity right now, so I'd probably get on that. For cases sold 1 more yesterday, but they're still down $5 or today. They're still down $5. They're about $25.50 now. And I mentioned before, like we get close to the point where they're gonna be closer to the booster box price. Like most of the booster boxes selling for $390. It's about $30 premium per case. If this keeps dropping, like who knows, like you could get someone, if you get a booster box case for $400 booster box, pretty good deal. It's going to be worth way more in the future. For PCTBs, they sold 4 yesterday, so a little bit more normal, a little bit of spike there, and you still see this rise from like 350 to like 365, 375, but we don't really quite reach there. So I want to look at the 1-year graph for this. Yeah, it's still like not that far from the peak though. The normally to be sold 7 yesterday, and there's always just one seller for like 112. Like this should normally be like 117 to 120, and the booster bundles are around $55-$56. So 22 yesterday, it's kind of normal. All right, Paldean Fates, the PCTPs are definitely rising back up, so they're 410 now. They've gone to as low as like 395 or 390, something like that. So 0 sold yesterday, 1 sold today. They've been selling a little more last couple of days. There's only 1 left. It's definitely hanging back toward 420. You see 425. It's probably gonna get here around this price point, somewhere in the 420s to 430 ranges. But yeah, it's been pretty stagnant for a while, so it's kind of about time it kind of rose back up. It's up $15. All right, so someone commented something interesting which I didn't know. Apparently this has been a thing with Paldean Fates. So it was a comment from Derek Mallet 8850. So thanks for this tip. Yeah, some Paldean Fates booster bundles actually have Paradox Rip packs inside them because of quality control error. There's like some comments. There's definitely people who've done it. There's actually someone, there's a video over here where it's the ending shows, yeah, they open it and then there's Paradox Rip. They did like this long opening. So yeah, it's just pretty interesting. So it is kind of a risk. Like I'm always kind of worried about these sort of things because like I know the 151 PCTB cases also have a production error, and it's just like imagine like holding this for 10 years and selling it, and the person opens it and they think you scam them, but in reality it was just a production error kind of thing. So if you end up selling them in the future, you might have to like reference these sort of things, like, hey, I don't know what's inside of them, I didn't do it, but there's Paradox Rift, there's actually old posts of them there. For booster bundles, they actually are spiking up in demand. So they say 16 sold yesterday. I'm still waiting for the price to kind of go up on these. 151 is still more expensive, and these have been around 97 for a while. For the normally TBs, they also spiked up, and 3 sold yesterday, and they're still around 280. For the bundle displays, they're wearing sales for like 5 days, and then finally someone bought one yesterday for like 11.20, and there's a lot of bunch up over there as people are trying to get capsule for these, and we're not really sure where the price will go to. But yeah, these are down about like $8. I said like once these hit about, if these hit about 1,050, it's a screaming buy because there's like no premium at that point. People would love to get the booster bundle displays if there's no case premium or display premium. And then 2 packs sold yesterday, 7 sold today. Packs are around the same price. And there's a little bit of quantity here, so this is actually about 22 packs sold today, and actually 144. So actually I missed that. So 144 packs. Paldean Fates. This is actually the most sold in a while. This is about 150 packs total. So yeah, a little bit of spike. Paldean Fates packs. Not worth it. There's cheaper options out there. You buy the tech stickers and stuff, but yeah, still decent price for whoever bought it. Booster bundles are definitely on their way to 130, so demand's been pretty good. For booster bundles, just context is always important. So it's been selling about 2 per day last few days, and then it's also 1 per day. And you definitely see the prices rise. You know, booster bundles have gone down to sales to like 115 to like 125, and a lot of them have already been bought up. You're already seeing sales of like 125 start to appear. And booster bundles historically, when I tracked this over the year, there hasn't been a lot of supply. Supply is back down pretty low. So yeah, we're starting to see like the 128s appear again over here. It was heading there before, then a lot of supply appeared, and now the supply has been bought out. So there's only 3 left at 125. Technically it's a little cheaper because you save on some shipping, and then we are heading toward 130. It'd be really interesting to see these go to like 150 eventually. Sea and Sky Demand Bros, 3 sold yesterday, still waiting to James Sneakers to be bought out. Still no one has really done it yet, but that will eventually raise the pack price. The thing about that is that the pack price, well, at least Sea and Sky price, is still $1 more than loose packs, and loose packs have been pretty cheap lately, so that's also a reason why it hasn't been rising as much. Eventually Crown Zenith will rise, but it's kind of investing like differences in hype. Like there is more hype for 151 and Paldean Fates and Prismatic, and there's also better opportunities for ETBs. ETBs are still selling decently, so you see 1 sold today, 2 sold yesterday, and still around 230. For the PCTBs, no sales in the last 2 days. It technically is selling more in the later half of the month. And then loose packs sold 0 yesterday and a few today. Yeah, 4 today. Yeah, there's still packs around $14, quite a few of them. All right, Prismatic has gone down in price. A little surprising because it's already been so cheap, but you see PT ECBs are down about $15. Bundle displays are down $15 as well, and I want to talk about that because the market for that's completely shifted. But they also see ETBs and bundles down at $3. For ECBs, not as bad, but yeah, they're going further away from the 140 price. And then bundles like $56 is really cheap, like $9.33 a pack. For bundles, like long term, that's gonna be a really good premium. So I'm just gonna go over these. So PCTBs, there's one cheaper seller over here for about 370, like low 370s, and it goes to 386. That's where most of the prices still are. It's just a cheaper deal. Demand's been all right. 2 sold today, 1 sold yesterday, 4 sold the day before that. For normally TBs, yeah, only 4 sold yesterday and then 13 sold today. But you see, like, there's only before this, there's only like a couple of ETBs like less than 140. Like there would be like 1 or 2 sellers. Now you're seeing like quite a price bunch up. Like you see like 137, 138, 139, and at 140, there's all these sellers like just a few cents difference, not quite breaking 140. So yeah, ETBs are struggling a bit. I did notice like, yeah, there are people trying to offload their ETBs. A lot of them, some of them will sell for like 120. They'll want like 125, and it'll go down to 120 because they just need the cash. And also the gains are pretty good because these are selling for like $80 or $9 before. Yeah, bundles sold 74 yesterday, and still a great hold. You can have so many bundles in a small amount of area, not really stressed about it. But yeah, there's a couple of sellers around 50, 56, and it goes back to 59 for ETB cases. Still selling pretty well. I see 2 sold on 2 sell per day, like about every other day. So 2 sold yesterday, so people are still buying these up. They're still hovering around the high 1600s, about 1675. And like long-term investors look at these, the premium really isn't that bad. If ETBs are 130, you're paying about $25 more. So if you're gonna buy a TCG player anyway, it's really not that bad. Plus, also, it's probably hard to get unless you buy online. There's probably not a lot of people in the area who still have ETB cases. For booster bone displays, yeah, I mentioned the market has completely shifted. So there's been 2 instances recently where there's been like a seller who sold like a bunch of like $900 booster bone displays. I actually do not see some of the booster bone displays for 900 anymore, so I'm guessing it was a scam or something, because there was like a lot of sales of these before, but now I'm seeing like the older listings. Like these are from like October 12th, October 14th, so it should really been around here. I only see like 2 around, like these last ones around 900, so I guess it was probably a scammer error or something. But that still completely shifted the market, because the market price before was about like 1500, and now a lot of sellers have introduced a bunch of ones around 1300, like 1300, 1350. So like this is definitely a discount compared to before. These are selling for like 1500 before, and probably still kind of overpriced. Only time will tell how the scarcity of this will affect these long term, but yeah, well, only time will tell. But yeah, right now, if you were looking for these are a little cheaper right now. For loose packs sold about 117, so still selling over 100 packs per day, and the loose pack price is still doing pretty good, except for there's actually a lot of supplier at 850, so 350 packs, so it is down quite a bit if you look at it that way. Otherwise, most sellers do want to sell for about 890. Yeah, not really sure what's gonna happen for this, but yeah, this is definitely the cheapest way to get prismatic if you're just buying loose packs. For Lucario box still around 120, and 8 sold yesterday, and yeah, the price isn't really budging. I'm not really surprised. The price should rise over some, I don't know how long it'll take, like a week, a few weeks, but it always rises and it always goes back down once there's another restock or something of it. There will be multiple ways of this. There has to be if it follows the pattern. Not confirmed news or anything, just that's what they did with all the other ones, so I don't think they'll change it now. And sold about 8 yesterday. Super Premium Collection sold 1 yesterday. They're still around 310. Mason displays are still around 200. Really sad no one's really buying these. And then the EV from the ETBs, 35 sold yesterday. But yeah, Prismatic is still pretty cheap to get. You can still get some Lucario boxes sometimes. Some people have like those main tins from Costco. Those are kind of cheap. But you can still get Prismatic, a lot of things for like $8 to $9 a pack. All right, Phantasmal Flames cases drop $15 as we get closer to release. If you look here, they're about computer's so slow right now. They're about $2,060, and you still see 2 sold yesterday, and it's not just one seller. A lot of sellers are going around that price point. Kind of makes sense. It is pre-release. Still about 50 boxes sold of Phantasmal in general. Yeah, this is the biggest sort of decrease. The cases are now 343 a booster box versus the loose boxes are 323. Mega Evolution, the cases just dropped way below, so I don't really see the case premium kind of sticking, to be honest. For you see 30 boxes sold here, and a lot of boxes are around the same price. For the ETBs sold 34 yesterday, 24 today. It's pretty good. For the bundles sold a lot more, 22 yesterday compared to like usually like 11 or 12. And then PCTB sold another one today at 550. All right, Blackwell White Flare demand numbers. So Blackwell PCTBs at 210. They sold 1 yesterday, and yeah, a lot of price up around 210 actually. There's not much of a price rise over the sales. For White Flare, it's still around 194. 0 sold yesterday, 1 sold today, and yeah, also doesn't have much room for growth. For Black Bull ETBs, they're back to 88s. Oh, 30 sold today, so a big spike of Black Bull ETBs sold. It was up to like $90 or so yesterday, so wonder what happened over there. Most of them are still around $90, and yeah, no, just a huge spike of Black Bolt ETB suddenly happening. And then White Flare is down to $80, so White Flare is having the opposite effect. But you also see 30 sold yesterday, so a bunch of ETB sold for Black Bolt White Flare. For booster bundles, they're at $55. That's really not that bad. 8 sold yesterday, 20 sold today, and yeah, they're strongly around like $57, $58. And then for White Flare, they are around 11. They sold 11 yesterday, 8 today, and they're around $51. So there's actually prices are kind of okay-ish for these, especially compared to like Prismatic prices. They're more expensive for certain items. All right, joining together. Unfortunately, Mega Evolution, the opportunity is just so good right now. If you're buying on TG Player, joining together booster box cases instead of Mega Evolution at these prices, like you're crazy. Like Mega Evolution is way better, and it's, you know, it just got like a second wave. It's gonna go up after this. Everyone already knows that. That's why people were buying so much. The enhanced box, the PCTB, and the cases all went down $2 for joining together. It's down to $261 a booster box compared to loose ones are about like $253 and $255. And then this box sold. Let's see, it sold 2 yesterday, 2 today, and it's still just hovering around 255 to 260. This box is sold 0 yesterday. One sold today is at 253, and yeah, it still has that big jump to 270. But I think most people are probably buying the lower price boxes just to confirm. Actually, someone did buy one for 270. There are people actually paying 270 for these boxes. The cases have sold none since October 18th, and there's only 2. There's no sales since October 10th. So yeah, the momentum has died for joining together right now. And then for PCCBs are down to 180. Sold 0 yesterday and 1 today. And yeah, they're just hovering around 180 now. All right, for Final Fantasy, seems like the reprints are finally here. Collector boxes, obviously, because they don't reprint those. But play boxes, I see this is down $33 per play box. You're down $200, and then cases are down to $12.25, down $87. So the cases are actually a little more expensive than the loose boxes, interestingly enough. Usually it's the opposite, so that usually corrects after a while. Omega packs are up $1. Otherwise, those are the major price changes, and Japanese down $2. For a collector box demand, they're still around 1160. I think they're 1163 now. Sold 5 yesterday, 5 today. So 5 is kind of the cutting off point where like that's where demand's like a little too low. So we're hitting right at 5, which is a little more than before, which is pretty good. And yeah, you see still some cheaper sellers around 1180 in general. There's just that one seller over there who has like 1160, I think it goes like 1175. For cases sold 0 the last couple of days. Not that surprising. There's still this bunch of these. I think it's actually 4 sellers now at about $8,000 per case. For loose packs, they're at 122. Sold 3 yesterday, 4 the day before. So this is where packs are starting to get kind of shaky. You see, like, it's a very stark contrast, this segment over here and the rest of it. Usually there's some slow days, but otherwise demand usually picks back up. So if demand gets really low, then like, yeah, the prices will really, really stagnate. For Omega packs, sold 4 yesterday, 1 today. So Omega packs are much better buying loose packs because they are cheaper. And if you just want one pack, it shouldn't make a difference to you, to be honest. For Japanese hasn't sold for a couple of days, down a few dollars. For play boxes, yeah, this is where the major price decreases are. So 30 sold yesterday, 18 sold today. Haven't seen any Rudy videos lately, but I know he said that the reprints are coming. I'm guessing they're kind of right here. They're about to be here or something like that, because the prices are already going down for these quite a bit. And then for the cases now have 22 on the market. That's usually twice on the normal amounts, and you're seeing quite a number of people selling for a lower price. But the cases are keeping the premium much better than loose boxes, which it's kind of long-term kind of approach. If you're buying play boxes now, it's probably for long-term. Maybe if you want to open a little Final Fantasy you didn't before, I guess now's your chance. Get bundles sold 5 yesterday. It's kind of half of what sold normally. And then 4 sold today. They're still just sticking around like 183. And Spiderman is at 455 for collector boxes. Sold about 27 yesterday. Demand's kind of going back up a little bit, so it's not completely crashing or anything. Most prices around 460, maybe 465. And then the play boxes are at 130 right now. Sold only about 21 yesterday. That wraps things up for this video. I hope you walked away with a better understanding of the market. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more deep dives in the Pokemon market. Tell me what's the next big investment you're considering in the comments. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you all later.